What's up, everybody? It is July 31st, 2017. This is Ray Turkey, and this is episode 100! Woo! Woo! We're supposed to have a bunch of guests, but they can't make it, so you're stuck with myself and Nick. Yeah, like as if as if everyone was not led to believe we were going to have this big group of guests and it was going to be awesome, or at least one guest who is supposed to be here. We're actually going to have Kitty Cat back on, but she's really busy right now, like with some real life stuff. It's understandable, we're not going to hold it against her or anything. But we reached out to Pimp Monk, a bunch of the people, and we were waiting responses and never really got one. So it's us again against the world, but it's fine. And you know why it's fine? It's fine because
we're going to be able to handle them. It will be handled. We handle everything. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, hi Nick, how are you? Welcome to episode 100.
Sometimes I feel like Donald Trump just repeats a word over and over again because he doesn't know what else to say.
He does, but see, he has the best words.
It's a very limited vocabulary.
But look, just because he has a limited vocabulary does not mean that he cannot handle everything. Okay, so
I severely doubt that. But yeah, so basically what I learned today is that puppies are more important than us. And I'm okay with that.
well, see, okay, without giving away too many personal details, because she's not here, and obviously it's not my business to say it. She's hand raising some puppies that were apparently abandoned, and they're going to go to a shelter. And she was asked if she could help, and she said yes. So of course, with her, obviously having a kid, so so she's raising the kid, but she's also doing the hand raising thing for puppies. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally okay with puppies being more important than us. I genuinely mean that.
Oh, and apparently we're announcing who will host the Olympics in 11 years. I just got the notification. Los Angeles will host the 2028 Summer Olympics. Sources close to negotiations say agreement paves way for Paris to hold the 2024 games. I mean, it's totally awesome that, the Olympics are going to be a thing. And I know, like, the last, like, I think it was last year, whatever it was, whenever they had them, who gives a shit, that they had the Olympic Games. It's awesome they're going to do that. And I'm excited. And it's wonderful. But why are we picking who's going to host the Olympics a decade from now?
Well, mostly because it takes a lot of planning and resources and construction.
I didn't ask you that.
I'm actually kind of pissed off about that.
Okay, why are you pissed off about the Olympics?
Well, let's see. When are the next Summer Olympics being held? Is it Qatar?
Fuck if I know.
Or Saudi Arabia?
I don't know. I don't know. Because apparently there was discussion about it being in North Korea or something. I don't know. Because, the place that we totally want to have the Olympics is in North Korea.
Well, hold on. I need to look this up because it was actually up for being held in Washington, D.C., and they chose a completely terrible place to hold it instead.
Well, see, the problem with it being in Washington D.C. is that D.C. can't even bother to fund motherfucking health care. So how are they going to fund the Olympics? That's right,
Well,
Donald. I am calling you out, and by Donald, I don't mean Donald Duck. I mean Donald Trump.
I mean, we can't fund healthcare in Los Angeles either, so.
I love how it just made. Actually, Los Angeles can, but I love how it just made a Donald Duck noise. You just didn't even notice it. Like it's almost as if we've been doing this long enough that all the surprising things that I would do, you have just glossed over.
It's not really glossed over, I completely ignored them, or else I would go insane.
Oh, oh, hey, guess what? A special guest is here.
There is.
Yeah, just walk in the room with me.
Hello.
Hi, Nicholas. How are you? I'm Mr. Herbert.
See, now I'm just horrified.
Would you like some popsicles for your 100th episode?
You know what? I would.
They're in my basement. You're gonna go have down there and get 'em.
No, I'm gonna send you down there.
No, Mr. Herbert don't go in the basement. The muscly on paper boy does.
And that's when I pushed Mr. Herbert in the basement and closed the door.
Well, that's fine. I'll just have the popsicles to myself.
And then I locked the door.
That's okay. Mr. Herbert's gonna have popsicles for life.
I'm really scared.
Oh, the things that we do for episode 100, Nick.
Wait, Beijing is gonna get the Olympics again?
Yeah, you didn't know that Beijing's getting them again because they're Beijing, because it totally didn't nearly destroy the city's economy and break China's back. Because for those, look, since we're gonna mention this, let's get into this for like a second because we don't. See, the thing is, even though it's episode 100, it was really dependent on having the guest because we were gonna bitch about things, like we were all gonna bitch about things. That was gonna be the point of the show, like the top 100 things that I hate about Nick or whatever could be a topic. But anyway, um, yeah, basically, the Olympics are terrible. If you don't believe me, look at Rio, which was already in huge financial trouble before the Olympics, and then look at it now. Like fuck, within like 3 months, the chairs in the stadium and stuff like that had been ripped out. Like it was shit. It went from nice and semi awesome to shit. And like I know within the context of Rio, which don't get me wrong, beautiful place, not really beautiful, but wonder. I can't pronounce the word today. Wonderful people, not really, but still wonderful. Anyway, like if you look at it, it was terrible. It was kind of a slum. Everyone knows that. Let's be honest. Uh, but like just within like 3 months, it was ruined. Like the stadium was ruined. The track, like it didn't take long. It really didn't take long. And the thing is that these cities, um, Beijing in particular was really bad about this. Uh, the Chinese government actually forced people out of their homes, and now that I'm sure that I've said that out loud, I'll probably be executed in the street for talking bad about China. But it's fine. Hi China, I buy your shit all the time. We're cool, right? We're cool. I buy your shit. I talk bad about you, but I continue to buy products that are made in your slave labor factories. But we're cool, right? Cool. Anyway,
You're so gonna die.
I know. I probably am. I probably am going to be murdered by a Chinese person at some point in time for talking things about China. But I don't care. It's the truth. Like, it's the literal fucking truth. Like, people have literally been just disappeared for talking bad about, Russia did it especially. Russia was terrible about it with the Sochi Olympics, but China like
Isn't Sochi even worse than Rio?
well, I mean, Rio is just Rio reclaiming its own city, which is fine. That's understandable. Sochi was the Russian government literally putting military personnel around the complex and shooting you if you walked into it. Because I don't know why. I mean, I really have absolutely no idea why that would be a thing. I don't know what Russia's doing in Sochi, but it's fine, whatever. But with Beijing, it's like everything is still there. It's just the concern is what used to be there before, like, the stadium and all that shit was built. Because what the Chinese government did was they told I don't remember how many families it was. It was several hundred to around 1,000 or so families that they just had to fucking leave. Just get the fuck out and leave. And they kicked it like they made thousands of people easily homeless by doing this. To build, that stadium and to have the parade ground, all that shit they put there. And don't get me wrong, the Beijing Olympics were wonderful, but that's one of the costs of having these games. Um, it's really every 2 years, because you have winter and summer, but it's supposed to be every 4 years. And everyone thinks, oh, well, the winter ones aren't that bad. No, look at goddamn Sochi. Like, look at it. I mean, like I said, all of that equipment and shit is still there, but the Russian government will not let anyone go there. I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, it's usually like the Olympic parks and stuff like that usually become like some kind of tourist attraction. Like, there's usually stuff that's done with them, even in part.
Or
Unless you're apparently in Sochi, Russia, and in Rio, because Rio is just it's weird. It's the weirdest thing. It's like the end of Akira, where Tetsuo is like the giant monster, and he's just kind of consuming everything around him. That's what Rio is. Like, Rio is the giant baby fat tentacle monster thingy from Akira. That's what
well,
we're dealing with there. But Beijing,
Rio,
like with Beijing,
Rio is
everything is
weird.
still there.
Rio is weird because they built the stadiums in like the middle of nowhere. It was just these huge, complex stadiums in the middle of the rainforest, and there's literally no use for them except for the Olympic Games.
Yeah, and the city's already reclaiming it. Like, it's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Like, it's like it's merging. Okay, the only way I can explain it really where it makes sense is have you ever seen those videos or I'm sorry, the show on TV, um, After Humans? Like what happens after people are all dead and gone? Like within a day, or like 3 days, better yet. Like boilers in factories are going to start bursting open, and then like a month or so later, like our animals that are trapped inside the house are going to die. Just like nature basically reclaiming everything. That's kind of what's going on in Rio. It's like nature is looking at all of this shit that mankind has built, and it's like, the people aren't here. I'm taking this back now. And no joke at all. Within 3 months, like I said, there was already grass growing everywhere. There was cracks in the sidewalk. Um, like, buildings were already somehow starting to collapse within like 3 months. God damn it! I mean, they were only used for 2.5 weeks, and within 3 months, shit's falling down. It's like nature is, it's like nature's rising up against mankind, and in a way, it's beautiful. Like, it's really beautiful. But with the Beijing thing, it's still fucking there. Like it's still there, and people are just kind of milling around it occasionally for whatever reason because like there's no way to avoid all this stuff. I mean, it's there for fucking ever unless you decide to pull a Tony Stark and just rip it all out and pocket the money, which is probably a better idea. Like you could sell it all for scrap or whatever, but that would mean the city would be losing even more money for doing that. I don't know. So I just kind of wonder how we're going to take like Los Angeles, like we're going to do this to Los Angeles. I mean, we did it to Atlanta. Now we're going to do it to Los Angeles, and
Well,
I mean, whatever.
it's it's really different comparing like LA or London or even Vancouver to Sochi and Rio and Beijing. It's like Sochi was just a small kind of town. There was no way we should have held an Olympics there. And Russia they literally built a city, built all these things, and then just like overwhelmed the city, and then left. Rio never had the capabilities to hold it in the first place, and Beijing is just its own special disaster. It, it, I really question holding the Olympics in anywhere where the cities aren't able to handle it. It's disastrous. It doesn't make sense. That's why I was kind of upset that Washington D.C. lost out on the Olympics somewhat. I mean, it would be a major undertaking for any city. Um, but at the same time, we would be one of the best cities capable of holding it. We have stadiums, we have infrastructure. We would easily be able to build more things, which would actually be really great here, especially transportation wise, because our transportation is already kind of not great. But this would encourage us to build more.
Buddy, thank you.
So it's just
So basically, what you're saying is that Los Angeles.
We'll
yeah,
handle
I
it. We're
genuinely
going to be able to
think
handle
a
it.
major
It'll
city
be,
like Los
it will be
Angeles
handled.
or New York
We handle everything.
or
Thank you very much.
Washington D.C., maybe even like Dallas, London, Paris, uh, Berlin,
I think the best
Rome.
part of that, Nick, is
Well, I
that I
don't know.
played the Donald Trump quote and you just talked right over him.
That's how much I don't care.
You're a good person, Nick. You're a good person. You're a really good person. I want you to know that on this the day after your birthday. Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at that. I said something nice about you. Say, oh, gee, thank you. That's so nice of you to say something nice about me for a change,
I
rather than
actually
telling me to
did
shut
say
up.
thank you. I did say thank you.
Shut up, Nick.
See, you didn't even notice that I said thank you.
I did. It's true, I didn't, because you'd never bother to say thank you to me for anything.
But I just did. I said
No, you didn't.
thank you. Yeah, I did. Anyway, but why are we trying to hold the Olympics in these places that can't hold the Olympics? I'm not a monster. Donald Trump is the.
You just totally glossed over the best quote ever, Nick.
Yeah.
Monster!
Trying to make a more dynamic program here, and you just talk over it. You just whatever. You jerk. You're mean.
I'm boring like NPR.
What's wrong with NPR?
They just talk.
Nick, are you all of a sudden turning into a female Tommy Lahren, where like where you hate all programs like NPR?
Wait, did you say a female Tommy Lauren?
Maybe.
Does that imply she's not female?
I'd shut up, Nick. Clearly, it was me mistaking. Are you becoming a male Tommy Lahren?
No.
Are you sure? Because she hates everything, but at the same time, God damn it. Okay. The only reason I'm bringing up Tommy Lahren is because yesterday there was this. Okay, Politicon was this weekend. Okay, and for those of you who don't know Politicon, words are hard. Politicon is it's basically an event put on. I believe it's put on by the Young Turks. I don't remember, but anyway, they have people who are on opposing sides of issues, whatever, and they have these debates. You know, like there was one where Cenk Uygur had one with what's her name? Cunty Met Cuntface, the one who hates everybody. Um, whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what her name is. I'll think of it later, and I'll blurt it out randomly. Anyway, he gets her on stage, and they're debating Ann Coulter. That's it. You know what? Cunty Met Cuntface is actually better than Ann Coulter. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, yeah, he gets her on stage, and he basically schools her in political things, and it was actually nice to watch because as vitriolic as Ann Coulter can be, you know, she threw some decent verbal jabs at Cenk Uygur, but it was still a decent exchange. Like, you know, you you, you kind of get the idea that this part, you know, that Ann Coulter is really not this heinous bitch that that she's made out to be, and I'm generally positive she's not. It's kind of like Tommy Lahren, because Tommy Lahren was invited to Politicon, and she shows up, you know, and this is like a day after Hassan Piker, also with the Young Turks, calls her out and some stuff. Um, but what I've noticed about Tommy is that for, you know, being white privileged Barbie that she is, she has some distinct things that if she actually discusses them and brings up, you know, like what is really going on in her life concerning them, she sounds like someone who is one of those typical dirty hippie liberals commies that she talks about all the time. And um at Politicon, she was asked about insurance. I do not remember who it was who asked her about this, but Tommy's response is like they were specifically talking about Obamacare. You know, like people having coverage under the Affordable Health Care Act and everything. You know, and you know, of course, Tommy has said for a long time now, repeal and replace, repeal and replace. It's terrible. It's shit. All these negative things, and again, like it's a white privileged Barbie with a pull string, and you just pull it, and you get, you know, this hateful response about millennials fucking suck, millennials are terrible, Obama's a nigger, communists are going to take over the planet. Like it's all the. I mean, now granted, she's never actually said Obama is a nigger, but you can imagine it coming from her mouth. You know, like like it wouldn't surprise me if she says something like that and she generally means it. Now, keep in mind when I'm saying it, I'm using it as an example. Don't jump on my ass. Thank you. Anyway, point being, she's asked about Obamacare, and she just like it's almost as if she's like not letting her string be pulled for once, and she's speaking her mind, which is it's amazing when she does it. Because she's like, I'm 24 and I'm still covered on my parents' insurance. So I have insurance. And it's like, oh, wait, you're on someone else. Like, you're benefiting from a healthcare plan for somebody else. That sounds like a socialized healthcare program to me that you're on, Tommy. And the audience just goes insane. Like, everyone in the audience is like, ah, because holy shit, she's not providing her own health care. So as much as she bitches about everyone needing to be able to do that, she's not providing her own motherfucking health care. It's like she's living off of her parents. And here she is, white privileged Barbie, has had a job, has gone to school, University of Las Vegas, I think. You know,
And she's making tons of money.
oh no, she was. She was making tons of money.
Well, even still, he has a lot more money to pay for healthcare than most of the people she bitches about.
That's right. All those fucking millennials that just live off of their parents and need to get with the program, need to get a job, need to get an education, need to do all this. She's living off of her goddamn parents. And I'm sorry. But that's hypocrisy. Like that's exactly what it is. Like she's gone from being white privilege Barbie to being hypocrisy Barbie. And it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. I don't think it
Wait,
was Trevor Noah that she was talking about it, but she was asked about uh, being pro-life or pro-choice, like in the favor of like in talking about abortion. And just for those of you who don't know, pro-life is basically like it's generally decided assumed to be you're against abortion, and pro-choice is you're in favor. I realize that like that is the greatest dumbing down ever because there's people who are kind of in the middle or they're on one side but they understand the other. Like me, for example, I'm pro-life. Like I want like little babies to grow up, but at the same time I want starving people to have food. Like I want everyone to live and enjoy life, you know, because life's wonderful. But at the same time, I think if you need to abort your child, that's your choice. It's your child. It's in your body. It's not my decision. It's not my place to say, well, you have to bring that baby in the world. Like that is a that is the most moderate view I think someone can have. You know, because like I really enjoy being alive, and I think that a little baby, you know, should be able to grow up and have a life. That's wonderful. I think it's fine. But again, if you're going to abort a child, do it. It's not like that. Like that is not something I have ever had to go through. Obviously, as a father, and obviously as a mother. But it's just I understand that people make these decisions, and I'm fine with it. Okay, like anyway, Tommy
well,
Lahren bitches about people getting abortions, like she is just pro-life Barbie here, and then all of a sudden she switches to where she's like she admits publicly she's pro-choice, and it's like, oh my god, you're saying something that you know is not what you would normally say, and like it's the weirdest thing, and it's like in the past 7 months to a year or so, Tommy Lahren has gone from being, you know, this loudmouth little bitch about everything, like all these hateful and mean things about everything, to where it's like, oh, I mean, like she's gone from taking like being two steps away from just screaming white power to being a seemingly normal person who just says angry things on the internet to get attention. And it's almost like she's a much younger, much more attractive version of Alex Jones. And then again, I'm actually see the thing with Alex Jones is I know Jones most likely says all the things that he says and he means it. And even if he doesn't mean it, he's still saying it, and he continues to repeat that. But I know people like Alex Jones who not only say crazy things, but they mean it, and that's why I kind of think he's that way. But anyway, like the only literal difference between them, is that Tommy Lahren does, to my knowledge, does not incessantly hawk these products on any program. Like she's like, buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my shit. White people should rule the world. Obama's the devil. Buy my shit, buy my shit. Like Alex Jones does that. And like if any of y'all watched last week tonight, John Oliver's whole segment was on Alex Jones, and he pointed it out. Because Alex Jones basically does a 4-hour program where he says a lot of angry things, like turning the frogs gay, is I think is probably his most well-known thing. That and the Sandy Hook massacre was the government lying to us, like there are dead kids because the government wanted to institute gun control, so they murdered, like a classroom full of kids. Like that's the shit that he says, and then everyone there was a crisis reactor. Like all the adults were actual people, but the kids were just sacrificed like there was some kind of terrible lottery or whatever, whatever the fuck. But like this is some shit he has actively defended, and that's why I think he means it. But he will intersperse these moments of utter fucking stupidity to sell you something, and that's about the only difference between him and Tommy Lahren.
I still don't want to defend either of them in any way, shape, or form.
I'm not trying to, defend Tommy
Well,
Lahren. It's just I
I'm
think
saying you should. Her becoming hypocrisy Barbie is just the same thing as white privilege Barbie to me, because white privilege is hypocrisy. It's we. I don't know.
here's the thing. Tommy Lahren in the past 7 months has gone from again heinous bitch to someone that I could actually see myself sitting down and having a conversation with, even if I don't agree with what they say and what they think. It's like I want to hear more from Tommy because
I
as she's gone from being like 23 to to the ripe old age of 24, it's like she's grown exponentially and it's beautiful. It really is, and it just amazes me that everyone clings to everything negative that she says, and then she says something that's positive.
see. To me, she's still just not worthy of having a conversation with. She she is not. She has to do a lot more evolving.
I'm just
I
saying.
I
I'm just
have standards.
I'm just saying. I'd
You
make
don't
Tommy
have
Lahren dinner.
standards. You're saying that you want to sit down with her because you're attracted with her. I get it. I get
I'm
it.
just look. I'm just saying. I would make Tommy Lahren dinner. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Not take her out to dinner. I would actually cook for Tommy Lahren because I'm serious. And like, okay. Here's the thing.
What you're saying
Hang
is
on. Hang on.
that
Here's
you're asking out Tommy Laren on our 100.
no, no. I'm not asking around. Here's the thing. Uh, those of you who don't know, I fucking love cooking. Like this past month, where I've been trying to lose weight a lot, I've learned to appreciate my food more, and I've learned that you can do interesting things with food that I never thought of before. Okay, like I made my own chicken parmesan for once. Like I made the sauce that went on it, and I butterflied the chicken breast and cut it up. It was delicious. It was amazing. I've been cooking a bunch of new things. Okay, and here's the thing: I like cooking, and it makes me very happy when I make something. Like yesterday was my nephew's birthday party, and I made God damn it! Like it had to be a quarter more. Actually, more than that. It was a lot of salsa, and I made the chips and everything that my niece had gotten, like other than the hot dogs, was still kind of there, but all of the chips were eaten and all of the hot sauce was eaten. Like everything else was still there, but everyone ate the shit out of it. And I was like actively listening, and people were talking about how good. Like it makes me really happy when someone likes food that I eat. Okay, and the way that I am, if I actually prepare food for you there's a reason for me to do it. It's like I actually give a shit about you. And me saying that I would cook a meal for Tommy Lahren is because I think that deep down, like it's kind of like an onion. You know, the more you peel away, like the more layers you find there are. And I think what's happening with Tommy is that she's becoming an actual person who is capable of thinking on her own and defending her own self, and basically coming into her own mindset as a grown up, you know, and like it's the most amazing thing to me to see someone do that because it's it how can I put this to make a comparison? Okay, with me being a non-believer, like distinctly in the non-believer camp, there was a point in time where like everything was religion for me all the time. Like I went, you know, like it was God this, God that, God this, like all the time. You know, like I was almost a fucking fanatic. And then the more I read, the more I learned, the more I was exposed to things, the more rapidly my mindset began to change. And like this is kind of what I'm seeing from Tommy. It's like she's been saying this one thing for now. I'm not saying Tommy Laren's going to become an atheist. Okay, like that's fine. I actually don't give a shit if someone is an atheist or not. It's fine, whatever. But anyway, like I think that she's going from this point to where she said all these mean things and she got famous for doing it. And yeah, she made some money doing it. But now that she's not tied to that kind of program, like there's no one telling her what she has to say and do. Now that she's on her own, she's becoming a distinctly unique individual. And I really would be willing, you know, to be like, here, eat a plate of my food and talk to me because I want to hear more of what you have to say.
I find this a great analogy because I hate onions.
You hate everything, Nick.
No, I love almost everything, but I hate onions.
But yeah, in a way, I'm kind of asking out Tommy Lawrence. So, Tommy, you want to have dinner with me?
I totally do not support this, but I will help you make a great dinner for her.
I will make a great dinner without you. You know what I do? I will make dinner great. Like, god damn it, I'm even doing like you can't see me doing it, but I am doing the finger point thing while I'm saying it. I just noticed I was doing that. Damn, that's terrifying. But yeah, I I will make dinner great again.
I'm gonna help you pick out what to fix for her.
I don't know. Like I realize it's literally never going to happen, but like honestly, like for real, like there are people in the world that I disagree with, but I'd be like, you know what? Here, eat some food that I prepared for you. You know, like it's kind of like bread and salt. You know, like that's my version of bread and salt. Like if I'm willing to eat food in your presence and communicate with you, like to me, it's like I want to talk to you and get to know. Like I'll do that with anybody, but whatever. Whatever. Speaking of bread and salt, the saltiest person on Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert, by the way, in case you didn't watch last night episode, but the saltiest motherfucker on Game of Thrones ever is no longer amongst the living, and I don't know if I want to talk about this right now because I realize there's people who probably don't know this, but at the same time, I don't know how they wouldn't know.
I mean, it's Game of Thrones. We have to talk about it.
It's true. Okay. Years and years ago, I actually pissed somebody off. Who's actually my ex-girlfriend. Um, ex-girlfriend of a long time ago, mind you. But we actually have a mutual friend who was in the hospital, and where my friend, like the hospital my friend was in, it was easier for me just to go stay with my ex for a little while because I had to have somewhere to stay, and it was going to be a very long trip back to my house. So anyway, I went and stayed with her for like a night. Um, and she was really she was so interested in watching Game of Thrones. You know, it was like, I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones. I'm so excited. Like, this is the point in time where I knew nothing about it, but yet I knew what it was. And I said, oh, isn't that the show where everyone dies? And she just looked at me and like she drew back her hand like she was gonna knock the shit out of me. And I said, no, no, wait, that's the only thing I know about it because at that point in time it had become a meme. You know, it's like Game of Thrones, everyone dies. George R. Martin murders fan favorites. That's all that I knew. You know, it's like there was another joke about it. You know, like every time that people pick a favorite Stark, he murders them. You know, it's like that kind of thing. You know, and in reality, like the reality is, there's only a few Starks that have been killed in the whole series. So, but anyway, last night, God damn it, it was beautiful. It was beautifully done. It was amazing. Um, this is probably one of the best episodes of Game of Thrones ever. Like, and don't get me wrong, there are some great episodes, like great, like better than Make America Great ones. Um, much better. Like the Battle of Blackwater Bay, that was beautiful. But anyway, last night, one of my easily favorite, like most favorite characters, Olenna Tyrell, is defeated, because Daenerys, has basically become a more polite version of Cersei, and she's kind of throwing away her forces. So anyway,
It. Can I just have to take a moment and just. I don't know if it's Tyrion or Daenerys herself, or they have the stupidest battle plans. I'm sorry.
I think
Just
it's mostly Daenerys, and the reason I say this, is because if you look back, the reason I mentioned Blackwater Bay is for a reason. Okay, that was all Tyrion. Okay, Tyrion rescued King's Landing. Well, not rescued. He defended King's Landing. Because the dumbass in charge had no idea. You know, the dumbass happened to be Joffrey. Has no idea what he's fucking doing. He's an idiot. He's one of those people who's like, I'm the king, therefore what I say goes, and I have all these advisors around me. I'm not necessarily going to listen to them because I'm the king. The people are automatically behind me because I'm the king. Right? Right. Now, flip that over. Like, just gender flip the person in charge, and you. Now, granted, Daenerys is a much nicer person than Joffrey ever was, but it's kind of the same leadership style. It's like, and you see that, um, when the cult, like when the cultists try to attack her in the arena, and you know they're all trying to murder her and everything, you know, but she's like, well, you know, I'm the leader. Everyone loves me. Like all the slaves love me because I freed them. All of the uh like everyone here soul and like every army loves her because she's freed them all. And the reality is that people are trying to murder her left and right because of who she is and what she's done. And and like granted, even though she has a massive contingent of Unsullied, and she has her Khalasar and the freed slaves and everything behind her, um, the uh, the reality is, anyway, the reality is
yeah.
that she really doesn't make her own military strategy. Like she kind of lets other people do it, and she sits there and she's like, "I have dragons," and then Cersei's like, "Well, I have wildfire." Like it's kind of that. You know what I mean? Like there's always this thing that they have that makes them unbeatable, and the
Oh,
only
oh,
one who I think really understands what's going on is Tyrion. but because she's the queen and he's just an advisor, what she says is what goes. So last night we saw the Unsullied take Casterly Rock, which has never been taken before, because Tyrion built a passageway for himself to bring whores into and sleep with them without his father knowing, down the sewers. So yeah, like they get in, and that's it. It's cool, but their fleet gets destroyed, and of course, they're going to be stuck inside the castle because they totally can't leave and forage. I guess I don't know, whatever. But yeah, it gets to the point where they go and take uh, like the Lannister army leaves Castle Rock and goes to take over uh, House Tyrell, like where High Garden. Couldn't think of that word. High Garden. And Jamie walks into where Olenna is, and he talks to her for a little while, and like it. God damn, she died so like this is the best death on Game of like this is the most satisfying death on Game of Thrones that has ever been on the show. And
She
when I say it,
it really was. It was I felt so sad watching her die. I mean, I loved her character. I loved everything about her. She was amazing, and it just really sucked to see her die.
it was the thing is it was sad. Like it like it's because like my mom cried over it. Like my mother cried over Olenna Tyrell's death. Like it broke her heart. And I understand. I mean, I I kind of wanted to. Like it's really heartbreaking, but at the same time, she died like a fucking boss. God damn it. It was the most beautiful death scene in the entirety of the series. There is nothing else on this show that has compared to the way Olenna Tyrell died, okay? And I say this with something important in mind, okay? Um, the sand snakes have been captured. In case y'all missed the big naval battle, that they were captured, and the only living daughter of Alena Mortel, I think's her name, whatever her name is, she was chained up across the room from her mother, who of course is the one who executed um, um, Cersei's daughter by poisoning. So what Cersei did was she got her maester to recreate the poison, and like literally the moment that she kisses, the daughter, I'm like, oh fuck, I know what's happening. And then sure enough, Cersei's poisoned the daughter, and so they're chained up, and the mama's got to watch her daughter die. Like it was terrifyingly evil. And then by the time you get to the end of the show, Olenna asked Jaime Lannister like 3 times, like, "How's it going to happen?" Well, like she fucking knows that she's lost. She knows her army, and she carries on a conversation with him like it's the most normal thing. Like her house has just been invaded. All of her soldiers are dead. And she's like, "How did we fight?" And Jamie's like, "Well, you were it was kind of like you're okay, whatever." And her response is, "Well, golden roses. You can't expect us to be good at everything, Like God damn it, it was amazing." But they just keep talking, and Olenna just straight up fucking says, um, why not just tell me, all these things like it's like just tell me everything you want to say about your sister, about your son. She acknowledges that Joffrey was his son, like it's the first time that's really happened. It's like we know he's your kid. Don't be stupid, you know. So like she just mentions everything about. She's like she calls Joffrey a cunt, and like it gets to the point where she kind of asks him ask him again how it's going to happen, and Jamie says that Cersei originally wanted to behead her in front of the Red Keep, and Olenna just kind of nods her head, like, God damn it, it's amazing. Like, just kind of like nods, like, yeah, that's cool, and then Jamie says, like, she had other things in mind, that is like, well, I talked her down to something else. So he pulls out a vial of poison, and he pours it in the glass. And Olenna just looks at him, he's like, will there be pain? No, no, I made sure it'd be painless. And then, God damn it, it like, I know I said she was the saltiest person on the show, but like, this is the moment where the salt becomes full on stew, and it's like she just lets go of the last, most bitchy thing she could ever possibly say, and like she knows the poison he's giving her is exactly what was used to kill Joffrey. And God, I wish I could quote it word for word because it was so well, it was such a well delivered line. But she said that she can only imagine what it was like to watch his son die, and especially as a king's guard. And she's like, that's not what I intended. And like he just gets this flash of anger, and she's like, eyes turning red, clawing at his throat, foaming at the mouth, skin all purple and everything. I can only imagine what it was like for you to watch that. And he just stares at her in disbelief, and she's like, of course, like she's already drinking the poison by now, and she's like, be sure and tell Cersei I want her to know it was me. God God damn it, it was amazing. That is the best thing that has ever been on fucking TV ever. Ever. That was beautiful.
I don't know if I would go that far, but I mean, it was amazing. It was great. It was just she played the role so well. Everything about it was just great. She was the boss going out all the way through. It was perfect.
It was. I'm gonna miss that woman. I mean, like, I'm legitimately gonna miss. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have openly compared my mother to Alinda Tyrell, and my mom's like, "You're goddamn right, she's me." Because like, my mom is, my mom has done some things to get revenge on people, and
The, well,
it's
there,
beautiful.
there was one thing she said that was really weird to me, where she asked, why, oh god, what's his name? Cersei's and Jamie's dad. Um, why he didn't take Highgarden, um, when he had the chance years ago. And it makes me wonder if there was actually some reason that he didn't want to take it.
Oh, like as far as I understand, uh, Tywin Lannister actually liked Olenna. Like they didn't get along entirely well, but he liked her and he respected her. And like
I
he
get
knew
all
he
that.
he legitimately knew he needed her. And Tywin, for as much of an asshole as he was, I think he was more willing to try and get her to help monetarily, like being like, basically being diplomatic with her, because he realized that if he just went and took it, there would not be a continued support and it would look terrible. And then Cersei is just like, fuck it, she's a cunt, she's an open rebellion, we're gonna go take it. And like the only reason that the Lannister army even left Casterly Rock to go to Highgarden, the only reason is because Cersei met with someone from the Iron Bank, and the Iron Bank wanted its money back. before they would even agree to give her any more. Because surprise, the Iron Bank is propped up by slavery. Who knew that? Um, she's shouting the Iron Bank, and the guy's like, "Well, we need you to repay your debt." And she's like, "Tell you what, you stay here for a fortnight," which for those of you who don't know is 2 weeks. You stay here for a couple weeks. You're my guest. Uh, give you the royal treatment, and I'll pay my debt back before you're done, before you even leave. And that's what she did. This is her securing her new finance from the Iron Bank by going to Highgarden and basically killing everyone there and stealing all the gold and everything else that's in Highgarden, so that way she can fill her own coffers and then pay back the Iron Bank and continue to get money from them. And like that is some multi-level shit right there for Cersei to do, and I think
I
it's really like it really goes
well,
to show exactly what kind of person she really like. She's willing to murder a lot of people to ensure that she gets her way, and it's not we like not like we didn't know that, like blowing up the set of Baylor. That's not like we didn't know that, but it's just so well crafted of a story in that episode to me.
I get all that. I mean, I understood that she took Highgarden for the money so she could repay the Iron Bank. But what she said before she died, where she asked why Tywin didn't just take Highgarden before, makes me wonder if there's something else going on there.
Oh, you mean like are they not in a relationship?
No, I mean, like, is there something in Highgarden or some? Just, I feel like there's some really big plot twist about Highgarden.
There probably will be. I don't know, but I
There,
just thought it was a I just thought it was a great episode. I mean, it really was one of the best ones.
it is, but there's I don't know. There's something really weird about that line to me. Like, it's a really big red flag that what Cersei did is actually going to lead to disaster for some reason. Beyond just the political ramifications.
I don't know, but it's weird going forward on the show to me, because like I mean, okay, I've known for a long time how this is going to turn out, and by known for a long time how it's going to turn out, I mean, okay, if you okay, even if someone has not read the books, like you've only watched the show, there's some obvious things that are going to happen. Obviously, the Night King is going to come down. Everyone's going to have to stop him, okay? And for the longest time, everyone said, well, Daenerys is going to win. She's going to be in charge. Da 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 da. And like Cersei will be taken out. Like that was a prediction that I saw like 2 years ago. And yeah, that's what's going to happen. Cersei, it's actually worked out the way this was predicted. And apparently how it was done was there were plot devices that were put in, it was basically put into a computer, and the computer figured it out. And it was simulated, and every time it ran a simulation, it came up with the same result. Daenerys would cross the ocean. The King of the North, which at that point in time was still Robb Stark. It was still saying Robb Stark. It didn't predict Jon Snow for some reason. Um, but when they actually altered it, it was redone, and when they gave it another thing, it said that Jon Snow is King of the North. Anyway, whatever. Uh, the King of the North will come down south. Daenerys will cross, the Great Black Sea, whatever it's called. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, and then the Lannisters will be beaten, and that's what's going to happen. I'm sorry, that's what's happening. Two of those three things have already fucking come out. Okay, Casterly Rock has been overthrown. Cersei is kind like three like the majority of the kingdoms that she rules are in open rebellion. More than they were just in the War of the 16 whatever it was anyway. But I kind of feel like House Lannister is going to fall and King's Landing is going to go down, and then we're going to be left with um, Jon and Daenerys, and then that's where the other key thing comes into play here, because there's a lot of people who say that they're going to get married and they're going to and like she's going to be queen, he's going to be king, they're going to rule together, they're going to turn around and beat the North. And I'm like, no, they're probably not going to do that because the Targaryens are not the incestuous ones. Or well, I take it back. They actually are. Never mind. Now why? Now why am I saying Targaryen? Why am I doing that? So here we are, end of the show for today, and I'm gonna give away a big spoiler, but I'm gonna make you wait. I think until Wednesday before I go in details.
It's not really a spoiler. They revealed it at the end of the season last season.
It's a spoiler.
Lies.
This is one of those. It's a spoiler because it's a cliffhanger thing. You're like, we're talking about Game of Thrones, and we're gonna make you wait until Wednesday, and then I'm gonna go into it because I can.
Whatever.
Don't be jealous, Nick. Like, don't hate on me. Because like, this is a really good spot to leave on for today, I think. And like Wednesday, we'll talk about Game of Thrones and what could happen. But yeah, I want to remind everyone that our Hearthstone Match the Century of the Week Volume 2 More Corn, this time will be different, is coming up. We haven't set a date for it, but I would say probably within the next week, 2 weeks, you can expect this to be a thing that'll happen. Most likely we'll be doing it on our Twitch channel, Twitch and or YouTube, one of the two, but you'll be able to see it eventually. Speaking of the Twitch channel, please remember to like this video, comment on it, share it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, go to our Patreon page and give us all your money. Tweet at me, and then go to our Twitch page and like it, because we're going to put something there for change. Yay!
Woot.
Is that all you can do is just this week? Woot.
I try not to get too excited.
You should Nick, you should get more excited about things.
I'm the deadpan one.
Anyway, yeah. That's going to be it for today. Oh, but like one more quick thing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nick. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! Thank you.
Because like yesterday was Nick's birthday, and I like even though you're a robot, it's more like the anniversary of your like coming online, so it's like your coming online day. But yeah, whatever. Happy birthday.
Thank.
You're not welcome. Shut up.
This is why I don't say thank you.
Anyway, that's it. We'll talk to all of you Wednesday. And by the way, for those of you who probably know like what I'm going to talk about Wednesday, it's fine. It's fine. Put it in the comments. Come back Tuesday because we're going to ruin everything. We do all the things. We ruin everything. We handle everything. That's fine.
Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, now talk to you Wednesday. Bye, everybody.